Hi everyone, today we're talking about a weed stock that I bought. Now, if you watch my videos quite often, you probably have saw that I think it was about 2 weeks ago that I made a video saying that I won't be buying any weed stocks this year, and my opinion has slightly changed, and I'll talk about why and which weed stock I bought in case you didn't look at the thumbnail, which gave it away. Now, I said that I won't buy any weed stocks basically because it's pretty much unknown how they're going to do. So it is speculation, but it is always good to have a couple of speculation stocks in your portfolio. Now, the investment that I made is actually 1% of my portfolio, so that pretty much means that if this doesn't work out, it's okay. It's 1% that I'm not really bothered about. Anything can happen. If I just lost all that money, I'm not really bothered. It's less than 1% of my portfolio, and if you're going to get into a spec stock like that, that's totally fine. But I thought with the potential that a couple of these stocks could reach, do I really want to miss out on it? So I recently bought two speculation stocks. Obviously one that I'm doing today, and I'm going to do another one another day, that make up less than 1% of my portfolio, like I said. And Aurora Cannabis is the stock that I chosen to invest in into the weed sector. Um, and I'll go through a few reasons why. Obviously, that as you know, I did kind of like Canopy Growth, but I never buy a speculation stock really over $20. So with Canopy Growth being, I think, up to like 60, 70 right now, it was definitely a no go for me. Like that stock is definitely like miles overvalued. I might consider picking up Constellation Brands later in the year to kind of cover Canopy Growth, but right now definitely not really interested in getting Canopy Growth for that price. So if I had to think about, I thought, a company that has kind of the medical side of it right now, supplying medical cannabis, which is pretty much getting legalized like pretty much everywhere right now, which is I think is the correct thing to be doing, and I think more countries will follow suit. Um, Obviously, the supply to Canada, when cannabis is going to be allowed there to be sold, that's going to see a big massive jump in the profits. And I thought, if a company, is it worth putting a little bit of investment in this company, and we could see some crazy returns over the next year? I thought so, so that's pretty much why I invested into the stock. When I was looking into the stock, I was kind of impressed with how much they matched Canopy Growth on the area size, the funding they have available, how much they can produce, the contracts they have, who they're working with, who they've bought out, and it seems like to me that Aurora Cannabis have been like investing heavily to improve the infrastructure like Amazon. Um, you know, not too bothered about making the profit and being a positive making money company. They seem heavily invested to grow faster than Canopy Growth. So it kind of looks a little bit off on the balance sheet, but with Canopy Growth it looks slightly better. But with Aurora, if it's a speculation stock, I'm not really bothered about too much about the balance sheet. What I want to see is revenue growth. And when I looked into Aurora revenue growth, I could see like from 2016 to 2017. 2016 was 1.1 million revenue, and 2017 was 13.6 million. So I can see a nice little bit of growth there. Like I say, the stock was actually trading like really cheap when I picked it up. I think it was around 766 Canadian dollars, because it's not on the New York Stock Exchange. I think at some point we might plan to get on the New York Stock Exchange. But yeah, I said that was a bit of a problem, that I would only really go for stocks on the New York Stock Exchange, but being on the Canadian Stock Exchange isn't a massive problem at all for me. Like I say, it is a speculation stock. I bought this for $7.66 per share, and it's 1% of my portfolio, like I said before. So anything that happens with this stock, I'm not really fussed. I think it does have a lot of potential to grow over the next kind of like year, 2 year. So I thought, for the risk and reward side of it, I've kind of not had a spec stock for so long. I think it's been like a year, and I've decided to pick two up. And I thought this was a good investment. I thought this was, in my opinion right now, a better investment than Canopy Growth. And I thought it was the best weed investment to get into. So yeah, I just kind of want to get in there just to see if, like, if it does explode, that I'm in that sector. And even though the gains won't be massive because I don't hold a massive position, it's still good to be in there, isn't it? So yeah, that's kind of the weed stock that I picked up. I also picked another speculation stock up, which I'm going to reveal later in another video. So if you want to check out my other speculation stock, you'll have to hang around and wait until I do that on a different video, which is probably one that actually I was going to say no one had ever heard of, but I've heard a few people actually talking about it recently, so maybe you have heard of it, maybe you haven't heard of it, but I thought Aurora was a good purchase, and you'll have to wait out to find my other speculation stock that I bought into. Guys, thanks for all the support recently, it's been really good. Give the video a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.